Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gotta Be Handmade. My name is Linda, and I'm the YouTube personality behind the Gotta Be Handmade channel. I bring attention to handmade artists by increasing their exposure through my social media platforms. Today, we have Amanda with us. Amanda is the sensational creator of the organic skincare product line known as the Wild Appalachian Natural Essentials. Hi, Amanda. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're with me. I've been looking in your shop today and I love your organic products. And I was reading about your facial cleanser. I think I'm gonna get some because
Okay.
I wear heavy makeup to do my talk shows.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
tell everybody about your products.
Okay. Is there any specific one you're wondering about or?
Well, I noticed that your products say they're organic. What does that really mean?
Well, not all of them are 100% organic. In fact, few of them are. None of them really are. All of the oils I use, however, like anything that can be organic is. For example, my fixed oils, they're all organic. I only use organic fixed oils. Um, the herbs I infuse into those fixed oils are always organic. Um, Anything that can be labeled as organic is. There are certain
Okay.
that can't be, such as clays. They just don't classify them that way.
Hmm.
They are natural, of course. They're mined, they come from the earth, but they're just not classified that way. So
Okay.
any ingredient that can be labeled organic is. I only will buy that for my products.
Now, your products are better for our skin than the things that we're purchasing from the stores. I noticed like the mask. When I've purchased masks, the masks are mixed. They are pre-mixed,
Yes.
they are gooey most of the time, or either they are mud.
Yeah.
Your mask, I was reading today, is a powder.
Yes.
And we create as much of it as we need just for one usage.
Right.
So explain to me if your products are better for our skin.
Okay. So most masks, particularly the ones you can get at the store, are pre-mixed, okay? So basically they'll take a lot of the stuff that I actually use in my dry mix and they'll mix it with liquids. And often a lot of the liquids are great, like certain oils, aloe and things like that. Here's the problem.
Okay.
Um when they're making them on a large scale like that, I could do that. I could. It's just most people, first of all, don't do masks too often. That's one of those products that sort of sits around. The dry version, that will stay for a very long time. Probably, if you keep the lid closed for a really long time. I don't want to say forever, but
Yeah.
at least a good 2 years. Once they're mixed, even with a good preservative, you have maybe 6 months. Because what happens is clays are funny. Even the common ones, like some of the ones I use, kaolin and bentonite, eventually they absorb and sort of not deactivate the preservative, but they just don't last. Just put it that way. I don't want to get
Yeah.
too complicated. But
Yeah.
so what a lot of the companies do, like the ones you see, like Sephora, for example, they'll use formaldehyde releasing preservatives. The common
Hmm.
name that some people actually use is called Germall Plus. But
Yeah.
if you look up the technical terms that include everything in that, they're formaldehyde releasers, which, parabens get the bad rep, but formaldehyde releases are actually a lot worse. And that will make the liquid mask last longer,
Hmm.
but it's not good. The preservatives I don't use the scary ones. I don't use the ones that are potentially dangerous. So my mask would maybe last 6 months if I mixed it, pre-mixed it. So that's why.
Okay. Oh, yes, I see. They last a long time.
Yeah, like at least 2 years. Like I would say even longer, except I put powdered herbs in them as well. And it's a botanical, and they say I shouldn't say any longer than that, even though potentially, sure, longer.
Now, how did you get into creating your products?
It started a really long time ago. I was a medical assistant for many years, and so when I became a mom, I was pretty comfortable doing things like first aid and such with my kids. I mean, all moms are, but especially since I worked in the medical field and did actual hands-on medical things. And my older son especially had a lot of like skin things that would happen, that he had sensitive skin like me. I have sensitive skin too. And the prescription stuff that the doctor would give, like whatever I did at home, wasn't working. And then the things that the doctor would prescribe wouldn't work either. So
Okay.
I was really frustrated with simple things, even like poison ivy, like nothing was working except for, of course, eventually oral steroids and things like that. But he would
Hmm.
get poison ivy. We live like in the woods, as you can see. um,
Yeah.
and it was really frustrating. So I started researching, and just to figure out what some at-home remedies, and eventually I found some things that really helped with that. And he didn't really need the oral steroids anymore. The only time he's had them since is one time he got it real bad on his face and his eyes were swelling shut, and I was scared. So, and there's a lot of things you can't put like near the eyes and things, even if it's all natural, it doesn't matter. It's the
Yes.
sensitive part. But, it really started then. And then I started just researching all kinds of things, herbs, oils, natural home skin remedies. And then I got into essential oils, and I really fell in love with those and started reading every book I could find. Robert Tisserand's books, Dr. Scott A. Johnson's books, long before he worked for Young Living. Some
Yes.
people know him from that, but I knew of him way before he got with that company. But and then other books like that, and just constant reading, and then experimentation. And then eventually, I thought about me. I had, some of my own skin issues. Like, I'm starting to get older, right? So I got the fine lines, but at the same time, I'm still really sensitive and get acne and things like that.
Yes.
And not to mention like rashy from like, whatever I'm reacting to. And it was just so frustrating. So I could like never use anything, but at the same time in the winter, especially, my skin would get so dry. I had to use
Yes.
moisturizer. So I finally, like through my reading, like came up with this idea for a cream, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it. And so I bought the stuff, and I made it, and it worked. I
Wonderful.
didn't get
Oh, that's
I didn't get
fantastic.
acne or anything. And then the more I read, like the more I realized why, like when I first did it, I wasn't really sure. I just sort of like, okay, well, this makes sense. That makes sense. These oils won't clog my pores. So they say, so I'll try them. Excuse me.
Hmm.
And things like that. And then it just sort of blossomed from there. And then I just started, my friends and stuff would have issues, Well, what do you think I should use for this? They would ask me, what should I do for this? What should I do for that? And I would start helping them and telling them. But then I found that there were so many individual needs that
Yes.
these products just didn't exist. Like the ones
That's
I
right.
in my head, what this
Hmm.
person needed or that person.
Now,
I'm
I
like,
hate
okay,
to
well, I'll just
interrupt
work
you,
with
but
you.
Amanda, how many products do you have in your line?
Right now I have listed, I believe, 41. Um,
Okay.
but
Now, where can we purchase your products?
right now I'm, if you're not local, obviously, online, just exclusively with Etsy, wildappalachian.etsy.com. And that's it. You just type in those words and it'll take you right to my shop.
Okay. Now, I notice you have a whipped foaming body wash.
Yes, that's new.
What is it?
It's sort of a new thing. It's really popular, especially on Etsy for some reason. I've never seen it anywhere other than Etsy. It's so funny. Um, Basically, I guess the texture is sort of like a thick shaving cream. It
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like traditional old school shaving cream is kind of how it feels, but thicker and softer.
Now,
And
is it good for dry skin?
especially for dry skin, it is the best thing I've ever used for my body. Because
I
what
just,
you do, like once it's whipped, after, the saponification and all that, after it's a soap, and after, you make it fluffy, then you add extra moisturizers, like, for example, jojoba oil, which is really good to add with the soap for a lot of reasons, but also sunflower. They actually did a study about sunflower oil. If you add it to your liquid wash, whether it's for your face or your body, whatever, it completely combats the dryness that soap does to your skin. Any foaming
so
soap will make you feel that way, but
it's like bathing in cream.
yeah.
Oh, I know it's
Feels good.
fabulous. I've been reading about it in your Etsy shop. Now tell us again the name of your Etsy shop.
Wildappalachian.etsy.com. And it's spelled just like the trail. So I know it's a mouthful, and if you're not sure how to spell it, it's spelled just like Appalachian Trail, because it's where I live. I live right by the Appalachian Trail. So
Now, if we order your merchandise, such as your whipped body wash, if I ordered that, would you be creating it just for me? Or how long would it take for me to get an order?
of course it depends on how, I do make everything from scratch. I don't have things sitting on the shelf. Like
Yes.
I make it. It would probably be easier if I did, but I just I'm just not doing that right now. We're still kind of new, and I don't like the idea of things just sitting around, even though
Yes.
I know how long it lasts and it'll be fine. I just don't, I like the idea of just making it from scratch and doing it the right way and then sending it out to order. And how long it takes depends on the size of your order. I've had people order one or two things and I get it out sometimes the next day, sometimes within 2 days. But if I got a lot of orders with multiple items, then it could take up to 5 days, sometimes 7, depending on what's
Okay.
going on. But usually it's within 3 to 5 business days at the most. Most
Okay.
of my orders are it's people buying like a normal person. Most people buy one or two things that they need, and that's it. And then that's usually within like 2 or 3 days.
Yes.
Because a lot
Well,
and I'll explain that. Like some people are like, wait, why? If you're, you don't have that many orders. Well, some of the things I make, they have to synergize before I can package. I need to make sure, before I even put it in a package, that it's right. You know what I mean? I can't
yes.
I don't just like whip something up, throw it in your jar, slap a label on it, and wrap. I need to test it, make sure, first, especially since I'm making everything to order. So it takes a couple of days.
That's wonderful. I think your product line is a necessity. I can't wait to place orders with you because I notice you have an anti-aging cream that I'm dying to give it a shot
Yes. I'm
because
actually
I
going to
need it.
be adding another one that has some more amazing ingredients you like.
Well, I love it. I think your products are wonderful.
Thank you.
Like I said, I've been in your Etsy shop today. I've been reading about your products, and I wish you much success
Thank
with your product line. And I hope more people will look into your Etsy shop and see that
you. Me too.
these items are handmade.
They,
I think they're wonderful.
thank,
And Amanda, I thank you for joining me,
thank
and I hope you'll come back and join me
I
again.
I sure will. Anytime. Thank you so much, Linda.
Everybody, thank you for joining me. And I hope you'll visit Amanda's shop. And I thank you so much for spending time with me because for the best, it's just gotta be handmade.
That's right.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.